Sonar steady!
White flag off the bow, sir!
Surfacing under smoke. Range closing.
Sonar, contact confirmed!
Engines ahead full. We finished this.
New contact.
30 Minuten.
Very steady.
Entfernung!
Full...
Los, schnell!
In the cold, gray waters of the North Atlantic during the final months of World War II, the sea had become a battlefield unlike any other. Beneath those dark, rolling waves, German U-boats hunted Allied convoys with deadly precision, while above, sleek destroyers prowled relentlessly, determined to end the submarine menace once and for all. It was a war of silence and steel, where a single sonar ping could mean life or death. And on one fateful day, in late 1944, that silent war reached one of its most brutal and unforgettable moments, when a British destroyer rammed a surfaced German U-boat and left its surviving crew stranded in the freezing ocean. The destroyer, part of an Allied escort group guarding a vital convoy, had been tracking a suspected submarine for hours. The sonar operators, eyes fixed on their glowing screens, called out faint echoes, contacts that vanished and reappeared in the deep. Then, without warning, the U-boat broke the surface. Its hull rose through the waves, glistening and scarred, its conning tower smoking from internal damage. The U-boat captain knew they were finished. Depth charges had crippled the vessel, forcing it to surface. But surfacing in front of a Royal Navy destroyer meant only one thing: exposure, surrender, or death. The destroyer's captain watched from the bridge as the U-boat surfaced barely 1,000 yards away. Through binoculars, he could see men scrambling on the submarine's deck, waving white claws, a desperate sign of surrender. The U-boat's crew had fought their last battle. But for the destroyer, the war was far from over. The captain, hardened by years of brutal losses to U-boats that had sent countless merchant ships and sailors to the bottom, made a decision that would haunt history. Instead of accepting surrender, he ordered full speed ahead. Engines roared. The bow of the destroyer sliced through the cold sea, accelerating straight toward the crippled U-boat. Officers on the deck looked at one another in disbelief, realizing what was about to happen. The U-boat crew screamed warnings as the massive steel hull bore down on them. There was no time to dive, no chance to escape. With a thunderous impact, the destroyer's bow rammed the submarine amidships. Metal shrieked and buckled. Flames burst from ruptured fuel tanks. Seawater surged into the U-boat's interior. Men were thrown overboard as the vessel broke apart under the crushing force. Within moments, the U-boat began to sink, its black hull disappearing beneath a cloud of smoke and boiling water. The sea turned red with oil and fire. Dozens of German sailors thrashed in the freezing waves, clinging to floating debris. Some shouted for help. Others drifted silently, overcome by exhaustion and cold. From the destroyer's deck, crewmen stared down in stunned silence. The battle was over, but what they saw below wasn't victory. It was survival, desperation, and the harsh reality of war. Many expected rescue operations to begin immediately, but no order came. The destroyer held position for only a moment, then slowly turned away. The captain's decision was final. The crew in the water were left behind. The ocean was merciless. One by one, the surviving U-boat sailors slipped beneath the icy waves. Hours later, all that remained was a field of wreckage. Oil, wood, and fragments of steel floating silently in the swell. The destroyer's log recorded the engagement as a confirmed kill, one less submarine to threaten Allied convoys. But among the crew, the event became something darker, an act that blurred the line between warfare and vengeance. Some sailors whispered that it wasn't necessary, that the enemy had already surrendered. Others argued that mercy had no place in the Atlantic War, not after so many merchant ships had been lost. In the captain's mind, it was justice served in the coldest possible way. News of the incident never reached the public during the war. It was buried in after-action reports and classified archives, another violent footnote in the endless struggle of the Battle of the Atlantic. Only later, through memoirs and interviews, did fragments of the story surface. Accounts of men who saw the faces of their enemies in the water and never forgot them. Historians still debate whether the destroyer's captain acted out of rage, fear, or pure survival instinct. But one truth remains clear. That day, the rules of war sank beneath the waves. The story of the destroyer and the U-boat isn't just about one brutal moment. It's a reflection of the entire Atlantic campaign, where courage, duty, and morality collided as violently as the ships themselves. It reminds us that war, even when fought for noble causes, can drive men to the edge of humanity. On that frigid day, in the middle of a vast and unforgiving ocean, two crews, once enemies, became bound by a single act of destruction that neither would ever forget. The destroyer sailed on, its engines fading into the fog, while the sea swallowed its secrets, as it always does.